Hey everyone, so this is just going to be a short little video talking about how to prepare for exams and then a little bit about proctoring services on campus and how to go about accessing those. So in terms of getting ready for the test, there's a few resources up on the site to help you with that. So if you go to the web page and you come down here to resources, there's these course packs. So let me open one of these and make that a little bit smaller. There we go. So all the videos you've been watching have been this part of the notes. And then when you get down to the last video, which I think on this one is 1.6 for that, it's going to be way down here. There's 1.6. So that was on page 52, the notes end. So page 53, this is the notes for the exam, and I'll show you where you can also access those a little bit more conveniently. So this is the notes that are going to come with the test. And then after that, there's going to be a review lecture. And this review lecture has a video with it. I'll post a link. You can also access it from my YouTube page. If you just go to the playlist for exam 1, this will be the first video up. It's probably close to an hour long. But so this goes through kind of just a rehash of all of the topics from 0.2 through 1.6. And then after that, if you go all the way to the end, you'll find a practice exam right here. And then this practice exam, so this one has 29 questions, so do not be alarmed at the length of the practice exam. The real test has, the quarter that I'm making this video, it has 14 questions on the first exam. The practice test is long because there's kind of different flavors of questions and variations. So I'm trying to give you kind of a doable test in terms of length that's going to catch any issues you're going to have. If you try that, you can kind of see where you're going to run into trouble on the real test. It doesn't mean every question on the test is on the practice test, but I tried to write a practice test that would kind of, if you can do this practice test, it means you're in really good shape for the real thing. So sort of depending on your level of comfort, I would suggest you approach it one of two ways. If you're the person who wants to go through everything step by step by step, and there are those folks, then might as well start with watching the review video. And like I said, that's going to be about an hour. Go through those topics, kind of stop and see where you have troubles, and try some problems, and then take the practice test. When you take the practice test, either way that you approach this, take it like it's a real test, because the idea is you're using that to catch what you don't know. And it's really easy if you have the notes open and you're trying stuff to feel like you know it, but you don't really know it if you didn't have the notes there in front of you. So try taking the practice test like a real test, and then see where you get stuck, and then you can go back and kind of plug those gaps in your knowledge. Especially on this first test, there's a lot of math 94, 95, 98, sort of intermediate algebra on this test. Most of the test is actually intermediate algebra. So if you were really strong in your class, like you're just like, hey, this is great, I'm loving this first section because I already know all this, cool, just go straight to the practice test then. And then diagnose where you may have some weaknesses, and then just use the review as kind of just a go back and get a few more examples of that and a little bit more practice and make sure you understand the concept. So depending on sort of how you're feeling with the material, either go to review to practice test if you're feeling less comfortable, or you're just that person who's really meticulous and you go through things step by step. Or if you're feeling like, you're in pretty good shape here, that's cool, then start with the practice test and then just use the review to plug the gaps. So that would be my suggestions in terms of approaching the exam and how to get ready. And again, the review does have a video. I will post a link to that in this announcement. And then there's also going to be a link. You can just go to, like I said, my YouTube, and it'll be the first one up in that Exam 1 playlist. So let me come back up here. Nope. Okay, and so for everything I just showed, there's keys down here. So the key, so this is the key to the lecture, this is the key to the review, so this is what, like I said, the video is of, and then there's a key to the practice test right here. And then regarding the notes for the exams, all of those are right here under the resources, so notes exam 1, I'll go ahead and open that one. So these are the notes that will come with the test. As you're taking the practice test, definitely print that off so that you have that, which is going to make it like the real test. It'll also help you kind of figure out how the notes are organized, what you'll have, what you don't. Especially for the third test in this class, there's like a lot of formulas, and so getting familiar with that sheet of notes before the test is going to be advantageous. Also, when you show up in test proctoring, this will be the cover sheet to the test, so when you get the test, you can just tear this off and use that while taking the exam. Okay, in terms of getting the test proctored, so if you're taking that at South, you'll go to the university building, and then depending on the day of the week, it will either be inside the sort of offices in uni, so you would just walk up to the front counter if those are open, and just talk to the front desk person and ask for test proctoring. Sometimes on Saturdays or on Monday nights, if they think it's going to be super busy, the proctoring room inside isn't very big, and so sometimes they'll move down to the north end of the first floor in Uni 100, and they'll do testing in there. So it sort of depends on which day of the week, but it's either in Uni 100 or just go to the front desk if there's a person there. And then the hours are listed right here in the syllabus. So this is page 4 of the syllabus. And so the hours on Monday nights are 5 to 8, which is when I generally have tests due. The last exam of the quarter is generally on a Saturday, because that's when proctoring closes, or that's their last day of the quarter. And so that's the Saturday hours are 8 to 11 a.m. So usually the Monday or Saturday works for folks. There's also some Wednesday and Thursday hours. I don't care which day you take the test. It just needs to be done by the deadline. So those are kind of your choices. In terms of what to bring, definitely bring a pencil, bring a calculator. So this is Math 116, so you can use pretty much any calculator that doesn't have internet capability. You cannot use your phone on a test. If your phone comes out during the test, that is an automatic 0. Please do not take your phone out during the test. Let's see, you need to bring photo ID to be able to take the test, and I think that's all the testing rules that I can think of. So basically, you just come down to uni, show them your ID, and they'll get you hooked up with the test. The tests are 75 minutes long, and so make sure to arrive with enough time that you get full time on the test. I think that's all I can think of in terms of testing and getting ready. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. My tests are really, really, really straightforward. I encourage you to do that practice test because that's what I'm looking at when I'm writing the real thing. If you could do the practice test, you are in good shape for the real thing. If you're not doing well on the practice test, please keep studying because the real test is very, very similar. I am not sneaky. I don't make up new and exciting things on the exam. It's exactly what we've been covering. So hopefully the first exam goes great for you, and good luck to you guys.